Gems of Persian Literature Number 3. The Eagle by Dr. Parviz Natel Khanlari. Translated into English verse by Dr. Iraj Bashiri. Vocal by Michael Graff. Created by Carol Bashiri. Copyright Bashiri 2000.
Dedicated to the memory of Sadegh Hedayat. It has been said that the crow lives 300 years and more, while the eagle's lifespan is about 30 years. From Khawas al-Haywan by Kamaluddin Muhammad Damiri.
Sadness filled the eagle's soul and heart when his youthful days began to depart. The end was approaching fast, he saw, with numbered sunsets remaining to draw. Leaving this world full of desire, to another world he must retire. The incurable demanded quick cure, a medicine at once, fresh and pure. Early one morn he took to flight, to end for good the mortal's plight. Alarmed the flock, avoiding capture, ran here and yon, devoid of rapture. Fearful of the enemy, the shepherd sought safety for the lamb and the herd. Among the brush the partridge hid, into a deep hole the snake slid. Stopped in his track, the gazelle then ran, leaving a line of dust, thin and tan. The hunter, though elsewhere bound, allowed the game to roam the ground. Mortals are destined to one day perish, sweetness of life to no longer cherish. Game can be caught with ease every day, but the day when the hunter's away. A black crow, a filthy, ill-formed pest, on that vast plain had made his nest. A survivor of kids, the rocks they throw, he lived the monotonous life of a crow. Beyond reckoning his number of years, carrion and filth his daily fares. Spotting the crow, down flew the mighty king, his complaint to the pesky bird to bring. Much maligned fellow, respectfully I seek your wise counsel, do not be meek. A solution true, if offered for my pain, your desired reward you will obtain. We are but slaves, said the crow, of old, to carry your orders with honors untold. Ready at your command to play my role, sacrifice for you, myself, body, and soul. Life sacrificed for you, I have been taught, is all there is, no more exists to be sought. Outwardly this, but within he thought, in the eagle's claws I must not be caught. Need has made the mighty meek and tame. Am I not to him but a feckless game? If suddenly riled or slightly scuffed, like a candle my life will be snuffed. In this friendship with no foundation, cautiousness remains the only salvation. Having made his decision, the cautious crow sought distance from the eagle, a stone's throw. Thus, said the eagle, depressed and torn, my life's but a tiny bubble, airborne. Swift on my wings, I am for sure, but unlike time, I do not endure. While I traversed about hill and dale, time has kept me snug on its scale. To live longer, we foster an iron will. Death arrives, and our options are nil. I am magnificent, of noble birth and strength. Why does my life have such a short length? While you, ugly, ill-shaped and rife, should be blessed with a lengthy life. My late father heard his father say about an ugly crow living down his way, that using all the tricks in the book had escaped his sharp claws, the crook. My father, too, pursued the hunt and lost. Unsuccessful though, he paid a heavy cost. On his deathbed, he did me address, as you perched on the bough, sans finesse. With regret he intoned, in a trembling voice, "There it goes, that dirty bird of my choice. My life too is over. Like the evening sun, you, however, flourish, starting a new run. On what capital do you draw? What is the rub? Tell me your secret. Let me join your club." "Pledge," said the crow, "that you will follow my example, seeking no frill. Your life is brief, by other design. Longevity, too, by design, is mine. You roam the heights, never reach below. What has gained you that upward flow? My father, over 300 when he passed, a great deal of earthly knowledge had amassed. He imagined the winds differently than you, and oft discussed them with feelings true. The winds that roam the earth, he used to say, are harmless as the sun's ray. Beyond the clouds, the harmful winds dwell, lethal winds that sound a bird's death knell. The winds that reside at the highest place eliminate life without leaving a trace. Our longevity, father said, is basically due to flying low, the unique life we pursue. We hug the ground, the source of long life, away from the heights, the abode of strife. Carrion has a special benefit, I should add. It elongates life, not just by a tad. Filth and putrid matter, be absolutely sure, are for your malady the most effective cure. Abandon flight to your normal height. Forget capturing birds left and right. Perch on the gutter, a delightful place. Occupy corners of yards or such space. This neighborhood I know well. To and fro, I am, after all, a well-known local crow. There is a garden, behind it my house. Therein lies, if you will, cheese for the mouse. A tablecloth brimming with food and drink, repasts from every clime that you can think. The place about which the crow eloquently talked was an infested pit with carrion overstocked. Its stench spread over the land far and wide, infested with flies and bees away from the tide. A detestation that caused the soul to cringe, an atmosphere that made the eyes sear and singe. Together they arrived at the destined place. The crow deemed it a feast worthy of grace. "This feast so delicious," thought the proud crow, "fills my guest with utmost warmth and glow. Thank God that I was not born poor, an outcast, as it were, a destitute Moor." Encouraged thus, he picked a carcass and ate, teaching the eagle the manner and the rate. With a lifetime spent in flight, free from care, in the firmament hunting heavenly fare, viewing the clouds spread majestically below, ruling the animal kingdom, the fast and the slow. The splendid bird of many a victorious trip, the eagle with the world in his mighty grip. The hunter of partridge, lark, and pheasant, permanent residents of the air most pleasant, had now fallen so deeply into disgrace that a filthy crow must set for him the pace. His heart and soul were no longer at bliss, like a dying patient approaching the abyss. He felt faint, his head began to swim, he closed his eyes as his world went dim. Recalling the grandeur that the heights command, the glory, the beauty, and the love of kind, the charisma, the liberty, and the victorious ways offered him by heights on his glorious days. He opened his eyes wide only to see such magnificence thereabouts not to be. There was baseness, misery, and woe, with fear and hatred going toe to toe. Flapping his wings away from the food, "Forgive me, friend, for being so rude. Live long in joy, and feed, if you wish, in stench on carrion and putrid fish. On this generous offer I'd rather pass, leave you to your foul food to amass. Death imminent in the firmament today is worth 100 lives enmeshed in decay." He then rose into the air, gained altitude, on and on, with the crow watching in amazement thereupon. He reached his own abode, past even that, to the abode of light, where the firmament's at. He became a point, visible for a while, then an invisible dot, no longer servile.